Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, yay.
Hey, it's Gabby the Game Night here, and I'm back playing some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
No, it's not Phoenix Wright.
Paul Justice Ace Attorney. It's June 17th, 9:52 a.m. This is code for nominee.
Phoenix Wright, the Gandalf of this shit. That's what this series should be called.
I am in the right thing, right?
If Gabby didn't say so, Johnny from KiddyC is here with us. Check out his channel, youtube.com/@KiddyC. KIDIOCY. Come hang with us as we try. Games and toys and stuff to do. Might crack a smile, learn something new.
This is it, the big day. Did you get any sleep? Yeah, I went to bed at 1 a.m. or so. Oh, what time did you wake up?
1
3
a.m.
a.m.
Lightweight.
Wheel. That's only 2 hours, Apollo. But at least you have me.
Not that guy.
And the amazing Mr. Hat. Here's looking at you, kid.
I hate Mr. Hat.
Any guesses?
Multiple.
I'm gonna take a shot. Let's see if I'm right. Good luck today, Apollo.
That voice. Yeah, that he was. Technically my second guess, but then the more I thought about it, he was most likely.
So did you like my impression of the prosecutor? Pretty good, huh? Anyway, hey, you get any sleep?
Mr. Wright.
I was going out of my mind with boredom, so I signed myself out earlier today. Somehow that place makes fake piano playing at the Indochine pasta joint seem almost fun.
Daddy, do you know who prosecutes Gavin's witnesses today?
Take a guess.
How about Lil Plum?
That Sherman tank of a mom? Nope. Guess again.
That's too bad, you know. Speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mom one of these days, Daddy.
It's barely morning and you're at it already, Trucy.
Okay, see, this is why I don't buy the father-daughter relationship.
Why does he not? That's what I was trying to look up. Why does he not buy? I mean, I know she's not really his biological daughter, but he still cares about her as a daughter. He still took her in as a daughter. So what does he not buy about it? Is what I don't get. I mean, it didn't say that. It doesn't say that anything they do is an act. That they both generally care for each other. So
I don't know.
That's why I was searching the wiki the other day trying to find out what the deal was there. If it was going to be revealed that they're just, con artists or something.
What?
So, Mr. White, do you know who the prosecution's witness is?
What are you guys talking about?
Alita Tiala, your client's fiance.
She's going to be a witness?
We're talking about the fact that Phoenix's daughter isn't his biological daughter, but he still took her in and raised her as his daughter, and Apollo keeps acting like, oh, they're not really father and daughter. So I guess the only thing they're getting at is the fact that, yeah, technically she's not his biological daughter. But I don't think anything they're doing is putting on an act, other than when they're, trying to forge evidence and shit like that, but...
I am confused.
But that seems odd. Why don't you testify against her own fiancé?
You have to wonder what Gavin's up to.
Something's going down today. That much is clear. Well, not to worry. I've got my panties back. If we can't find a killer, I'll pull one out of there. Okay.
I've got my panties back.
Killer in the panties. Killer panties. June 17th, 10 a.m. District Court, code number 4.
Is that a killer in your panties, or are you just happy to see me?
Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie Kataki. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Bahoo for prosecution is warmed up and it's a sold-out house.
Very well. To recap, while yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party,
Is this
guilty
like
of panty snatching,
part 2 of Phoenix Wright?
Kinda.
we did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The witness, the victim, and the defendant.
Is there gonna be any singer?
A sequel to Apollo? I don't know, maybe.
There's a lot of sequels.
Correct, Herr Judge. And today, I'd like to do something a little new age.
I met the singer to Phoenix Wright.
This
There
is
was-
a sequel to Phoenix already.
Yeah, and there were 3 Phoenix Wright games, so technically there were 2 sequels.
Oh.
I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside.
The outside?
The acquisition of the murder weapon, the preparation for the acts. Our poor defendant told all, you see. To his betrothed.
His betrothed?
You're an idiot, Your Honor. His fiancée, Herr Judge. His partner for life, with no chance for parole.
Very well. You may show the lucky lady to the stand.
Your name and occupation, Fräulein.
Alita Tiala. My occupation is future wife.
Ah, traditional values. I respect that.
Yeah.
Too many brides these days can't even weave baskets blindfolded underwater. Yet you're here today as a witness for the prosecution.
That was an odd line reading. He was like, yeah, you're here as a witness for the prosecution. I don't understand. You're like, yeah, you're here as a witness. You just...
Shut the fuck up.
I'm getting the bride's back.
Okay.
Okay.
To be honest, I didn't want to testify at first. But I couldn't hide the truth.
Honesty, another admirable trait.
Fräulein. I know I'm saying that. What is it? Is it Fräulein? Fraulein?
Don't ask me.
I've heard that. I've seen it written more than I've heard it said, but I've definitely heard it said. I mean, it's like a German word for young woman. Wait. I'll be right back, too.
I'm back. The Maggie's gone.
Fortunately, I have a wife who speaks German. Fraulein, is it true that on the day of the crime, the defendant, Waki Kataki, confessed it? I thought this confessed in his pants at first.
Is that what they call it nowadays?
Confessed his plans. His plans for murder.
Yes.
The witness will please give her testimony to the court.
You know, in real life, at least a spouse, maybe if you're not married, but the spouse can't be forced to testify against their partner.
What
To be
is
fair.
that?
I know
That's-
they've been to a lot of things in this,
But to be fair, you're talking about U.S., aren't you?
but that's what is being portrayed at this point in this version of the game.
Yeah, but this is...
This version of the game is set in the U.S.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's set in a U.S. that's possibly more inspired by Japan.
Like I say, to be fair, they also been a lot of other rules, and they're not really taking this seriously. This isn't even really how court happens in Japan either, so I mean, a lot of this stuff
Yeah.
is a stretch.
I got to meet the USA.
It was the day that the family health checkup results came back. When Waki found out that Dr. Maractus had lied, he flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols.
I don't want to be that guy, but I don't trust this girl.
Oh yeah, I haven't trusted her since the investigation.
Yeah, I haven't trusted her since the last episode,
Yeah, the
Maybe
investigation.
she's the
Yeah.
murderer.
and she's really proving to be untrustworthy at this point. I mean, the game's pretty clear.
Maybe she's the murderer.
And you already know what happened that night.
Actually, yes, it's very possible that she's the murderer.
I just don't see how anyone but Waki could have done it.
So the pistol did belong to the Kataki family then.
Yes, with regards to this, an investigation is underway at the Kataki mansion on charges of the possession of illegal firearms.
And the bullet that took the victim's life, was it?
Fired from the pistol the defendant procured? Yes, this has been proven.
How can you prove something like that? Bullets carry marks from the barrel that fired them, called rifling marks. Rifling marks?
Think of them as being a gun's fingerprint, left on every bullet it fires.
And when did you first hear about Waki's plan?
This was the day of the murder. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he would actually do it.
Very well. Defense may begin the cross-examination.
Waki's plan.
Hold it now.
That was the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, everyone in the family received their checkup results that day. When Walkie looked at his face went so pale.
But of course, he had just found out he had a bullet in his chest.
So, you were there at the time.
Yes, poor Walkie.
Oh, that his name was Rocky. Hoofball.
That must have been, quite frightening.
He was furious. He ripped his report into shreds.
Incidentally, I had to request another copy to file as evidence. Bothersome, sure, but what I performed without complaint.
Walkie's at an age where he's hard to control when he loses his temper. Of course, that little bit of instability is so cute.
See, I went with a slightly British accent because that's kind of how I did Plum, and when she said daughter, I thought she was actually her daughter. So I probably wouldn't have gone with this accent for it had that been the case, because I don't really feel like it fits the character, but I don't know why I felt the need to explain that. I just did.
Wait, now he sounds like a psychopath. So, is it easy to take a pistol out from the house?
Not really, I think. There's a system in place to limit access. But Walkie's a special case, being the next in line.
Perhaps his treatment was a bit too special, yeah?
Well, maybe he is a bit spoiled. I hear he got amazing presents for his birthdays. Last year was a switchblade made out of chewing gum and a chocolate gravestone.
Huh?
Sounds like he has a taste for sweets and danger. The point here being that Rocky had access to a pistol. What happened, meaning the murder?
I tried to stop him, I really did. But Walkie wouldn't listen.
Our defendant was nothing if not determined, it seems.
The last thing you should do is blame yourself, miss. You know, unless you're the murderer or something, but that would never be true. How can you say that for certain? How?
Herr Forehead, you will refrain from badgering the Fraulein. It was the defendant, Rocky was it, who took the pistol from his home. We know this for a fact now.
I suppose you do.
So how could anyone else have used this pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, yeah?
That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point? Someone else have used that pistol? Yeah, someone else could have used it. Based on your testimony, there was clearly another. One other person had access to that pistol.
What's this?
What was your testimony again?
Jeffrey
Yeah,
of Jensen.
Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person with access was. Wouldn't anyone from the family have access? I'm not blaming her. Well, of course I mean you, Miss Tiala.
Me? But why?
You're quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the fair on the day of the murder.
Come to think of it, though, I did Plum's voice is kind of British, but I encouraged you to do her son's voice. Totally not British. Knowing full well it was her son.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just all over the place. I'm a terrible voice acting director. I apologize. I'm no Christopher Savat.
In other words, you knew what he was planning.
But can Christopher Sabat do a British chick? Wait, her voice, I mean.
British?
What?
Did someone say British?
Yeah.
Butter of butter.
Oh, what?
Is that what you were saying? I didn't know what that was.
He always does the Italian thing.
The stereotypical,
Yeah.
maybe slightly racist Italian hand gesture.
Yeah, he always does that while doing British. I don't know why.
I'm sorry.
Pinky up. Bottle of water.
Bottle of water.
I don't know.
It's confusing.
Let me
Okay?
They're two very different places.
let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé and killed a man in cold blood on his behalf?
Well, I'm giving it to you gay. Yes.
I've heard of people doing strange things for love, but this?
Does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. I'm all for romance and supporting your partner in life, to be sure. But I think I would hesitate at murder. I'd hope you do more than hesitate. What if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim. We might find that she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé.
That would put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here?
You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside that safe. I have evidence showing a connection between the witness, Miss Tiala, and the victim. This chart. That looks like a medical chart. Found inside a safe at the Marcus Clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart. What? Miss Tiala, whatever, why is your name on this chart? Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Miss Tiala?
I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice.
I will know fiancé's fur's over.
I was on staff at that clinic until half a year ago. It was boring, so I quit. That's all. Is there a problem with that?
Miss Tiala, you testified that you had no connection to the victim.
And I don't. Now.
Now?
I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess, you're the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last detail of his girlfriend's past? Am I right?
Bold of you to assume I have a girlfriend. That's not true at all. Why, I embrace the ones I love, past flaws and all, no matter. There's no connection now. It doesn't fly in a court of law.
Doesn't fly?
She's one tough nut.
Let's crack her.
She probably feels right at home with the Katakis. You left your job in the Marcus Clinic, true. But you remained connected somehow. Very well, Mr. Justice. Just evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Marcus Clinic. Do I have any evidence for that? Old broken motor. Oh, how's it broken? Don't touch that, you'll cut yourself. Eek! Yeah, full moon, show me. Fool me twice. My finger! Ah, you're bleeding! Let me see that! Wait. Magic blood. Gotcha! Please don't do that again. I have enough to worry about my co-workers injuring themselves on the evidence.
What does that red do?
Paint, I assume. It's called once a lamp, and it has red stain on it. I wonder what left that stain.
Oh no, it's
Wait, I know.
Techno.
Maybe it's left there by a red marker. Like
No,
they're
it's
trying to write their
definitely
name
Techno.
and slipped.
It's kidnapped.
Why would anyone write their name on a lamp card? I used to write my name on my magic ropes. More I got a list of animals found in the Marcus Clinic. These sandals were found in the Marcus Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they?
Well, who knows? I'm sure there are lots of people with those sandals.
So sorry, Fräulein. Damn it, I said it wrong again. I even went and got confirmation of how to say it. So sorry, Fräulein, but your act isn't working. Your moment of hesitation just now cost you.
What's with you? I thought you were on my side.
Perhaps you are unaware that toes leave toe prints. A simple analysis of these sandals will reveal all.
Well, now we see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Walkie back on the straight and narrow.
This court thinks you knew more or less about Walkie and more about yourself. Sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story. Your sandals were found at the entrance to the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder.
Well, there's little point in denying it.
Very well. The witness will tell us about this visit. Why did you go to the Marcus clinic that day?
I did go to the clinic that day, my first time in a half a year since I quit in January. I went to warn him. After all, I knew Walkie had the pistol. The doctor always was a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful, as an old friend.
By a mistake, you mean? The mistake we heard about from the defendant? The botched operation?
He was a timid, small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I should let him know, you know.
That does make sense.
Yes, but there is still one thing which does not.
What's that, Prosecutor Gavin?
The sandals left in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, yeah? Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home.
You should wear them home. You look wearing them. I would have worn those sandals home too.
So, why were the sandals left behind?
Keep pointing out the contradiction before me.
There's probably a good explanation for this, right, Ms. Tiala? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals there which you wore home by mistake.
Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin.
False, liar, liar, false.
Oh, it's nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation. Yeah, forehead?
Oh, what the? No fair! She found the holes in her testimony. Defense may begin the cross-examination.
You gotta, press here or something.
Yeah. No dark secrets, eh?
What? Look at me however you want, Mr. Justice. She won't find a thing.
She's hiding something, I know it. Must have some evidence that proves it, too.
You're free to think whatever you like. I went to that clinic with only one thought in mind.
I do have the slippers for the control plan, but not sure that's enough evidence. I'm gonna YOLO it anyway.
Objection!
Yeah, figured. Guess we'll keep pressing.
Why is there? Oh. Wait, why she got a ring above her head?
That's my bracelet.
Oh, yeah. Is it gonna, light up for you or something?
Yeah, eventually. Maybe. Around what time did you go to the clinic?
I don't remember exactly, but it was after 9:30, I think.
Let me check that time. That was the first time you had contacted Dr. Marcus in half a year?
Of course it was. He wasn't the kind of boss you made friends with.
So, why did you go to the clinic that day? Did you want Dr. Marcus to run away?
Well, after I failed to stop Walkie, I thought that was the only other way to avoid the problem.
Couldn't you have called? Why go in person?
I called several times that evening, but no one was in.
The victim was busy driving home until after 9 p.m. that night, remember? This was proven by this mirror yesterday, yeah?
I thought if I warned him, he would run away for sure. Knowing the doctor.
You mean the act of malpractice on Rocky, correct?
If he had just told Rocky the truth in the beginning, none of this would have happened.
True, that operation was the whole start of this affair.
Oh, of course, if he told him, he might have been erased by the Katakis much earlier.
Disturbing thought.
We know that the Maractus Clinic had ties to the Kataki family. He probably couldn't have gone to the police, even if he wanted to.
That's why I knew I had to warn him.
But then you'd be betraying Rocky, wouldn't you?
No, I did it for him, for us.
She went to warn him so that her fiancé would not have to commit such a crime, yeah?
I didn't want them to take my Rocky away.
There's no way she went to that clinic just to warn him. Do you know why she went to Apollo? Trying to figure out what really happened at that clinic, and fast. Wow, it's all mushed. That was one tough save. You know, it looks kind of yummy. Huh? I got ice cream. Mmm, caramel. You suddenly have an active imagination, Trucy. Don't eat the bullet. Ha. This chart was found inside a safe in the doctor's office.
Yes?
Why would this one chart be in that safe? Miss Tiala, you know why it was, don't you? Mind filling me in? Dr. Max didn't have the leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up a false report and kept the truth locked away.
Bad hair, doctor.
And this is where you come in, Miss Tiala. The nurse who filed this chart was you, which means you knew about Rocky's failed operation. Interesting. You're in the same position as Dr. Maractus. Kinda makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it?
You're bold for a novice, I'll give you that.
Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents.
This chart business seems to be quite important. Please amend your testimony accordingly.
Too bad, little attorney.
Oh, it's bracelet time. My bracelet's reacting again. What is it, Apollo? Felt my bracelet tighten just now. Your bracelet? It's just like yesterday, like you said. When a witness is unsure of something, the nervous habit gives them away. But I can't see anything, Apollo. Eh? What's my bracelet reacting to? Wait, maybe. Yes, that has to be it. What has to be it? Your senses, Apollo. They must be sharper than mine. Huh? I can't see it, but you can sense it. I don't know about that, Trucy. I don't have some kind of special power or anything. Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere in Miss Tiala's testimony, but we don't know what a nervous habit is. Well then, what do we do? You have to perceive it yourself, Apollo, with your eyes and your senses. It's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. Somehow touching it helps me focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down that testimony. That the palms will perceive that in part. But your signature is on that chart.
So, what does that have to do with this case? If there was something in that chart to make me look bad, I would have dealt with it. The only one responsible for that chart is the presiding doctor, Dr. Maractus.
She's hiding something, I can smell it. I bet she's got a habit that gives it away. Just have to focus to find out what has happened. Maybe it's time to get my bracelet rub. Anything in your eyes? I see that ring fiddling. Why go to the clinic for half your chart now, you ask? But you know why you go now, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was quite clear, Miss Tiala. You haven't known what's happened. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb to fiddle with your ring.
What?
She was unsure. I saw it. Now, that's the key word. The chart wasn't part of your past. It was a clear and present threat.
That's ridiculous. Why, if that were the case, I would have had 6 months to do something about it.
Indeed.
Eh?
Which means something happened quite recently. Something to make that chart a problem for you now. Got her on the ropes now. I can feel it. Trying to strike the killing blow with evidence. Miss Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now because of this. Because something that I will find. Why become a threat now? What a good checkup for it. I was just feeling with a ring, so I was thinking maybe something about obeying Rocky's fiance. But I don't have any evidence about that. What are you thinking, Maddie?
I'm sorry, I was checking my stocks. What's up?
The chart became a threat to her now. But why? The checkup is the only thing I can think recently. Like I said, she was failing with a ring, so I was thinking maybe because she's
I was saying
Rocky's
there's
fiance
nothing to do
and
with the
stuff.
wedding or anything we can present.
Yeah, I don't have anything about that, I don't think. Okay, yeah, it's the checkup. Health checkup report belongs to the defendant. The Katakis are trying to get out of the business. The health checkup for this month was the first ever. What did you think when you heard about this?
Nothing. Why would I think anything?
Oh? I think you're positively beside yourself. Because you're afraid. You knew what Walkie's chest x-ray would reveal. A full half year had passed since the operation. You thought you were home free. When the chart came back to haunt you. Correct. Nerd. That's all, Your Honor. What just happened? Did the witnesses admit to lying?
I sensed it. There was a great aura emanating from her forehead. Very cool.
Please don't punch the walls.
So the lady was lying, it seems.
That's correct. She said she had no connection to the Max clinic. But her connection was deep indeed, a bit too deep. If the Katakis got a hold of this chart with her name, she'd be finished. Isn't that right, Miss Tiala?
You guessed it.
Order, order! I did it. I broke her testimony. Amazing, Apollo. I didn't see it at all. Daddy was right about you.
Wait!
Miss Tiala?
It's true that chart was bad news for me. That's why I went to meet the doctor that day. But that's all. I told him about Walkie and went home.
It appears this cross-examination is far from over.
What?
She hid the truth from us. This is clear. Yet, it is not clear that this truth has anything to do with the case at hand.
Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony. And we'll have a bit more cross-examination. I was so close. You're still close. Keep on her, Apollo. How did Dr. Max respond to the warning?
Oh, he was quite surprised, panicky even. Who wouldn't be scared to learn a Kataki was after them?
Incidentally, this crew is not afraid of any mobsters. Why, we had a life-threatening situation just yesterday right here in this courtroom. Yeah, real impressed the way you stood up to the attack over the amazing Mr. Hat, sir.
After which I carried you back to your chambers.
Sounds like the judge had quite a fight. Nothing happened in Dr. Max's office that day, huh? What about the mess we found? Something definitely happened in that office, Apollo. I know. But we can't prove when it happened. Not that Leah Tiala was in any way involved. Well, that's why putting some evidence up anyway. There's no way she went to the clinic just to warn him. Do you know why she went to Apollo? Time to figure out what really happened in that clinic, and fast. I didn't think that was super solid. Alright, let's look a bit more.
Alright, what are we up to?
Nothing happened at all. I mean, we had the slippers. She obviously took the slippers.
Yeah.
That's the only other thing I can think of. And a bullet in the safe. Damn. And the bullet in the safe? Oh, the gun was fired twice. That bullet is probably...
Boy, that feels like another case.
Bullet's probably from the same gun. I'm so small. You say nothing happened in the doctor's office. I disagree. Take a look at this.
What's that? It looks like a squished up ball of clay.
Kind of like you, actually.
I will punch you. Anyway, this bullet was found in the Max Clinic office. Something did happen in that office, Miss Tiala.
Enough of this joking around. The police investigated that clinic.
Ah, but this was stuck inside the doctor's safe.
Inside the safe?
I guess the police didn't check that far.
But there is a problem. How can you say that bullet was fired on that day?
Weren't you the one who explained rifling marks to us? The pistol was taken from the Kentucky mansion that day. The marks on this bullet match the murder weapon. That proves the firearm was discharged in the office on the day of the murder.
Not bad, Hair Forehead.
Bailiff, have this bullet analyzed immediately. "30 minutes later, a report arrives. The rifling marks on both bullets are identical. Alright, we're all glad we stood in this exact spot for 30 minutes. Well, seems as though the bullet in the safe was fired from the motor weapon. Perhaps the defense would like to state their position? The bullet in that safe proves one fact. A pistol was fired in that office on that day. At the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe which contained the top secret chart. Do you think someone was threatening Dr. Maractus in order to open the safe? Only one person was in position to do such a thing. Our witness, the little Tiala. Order! 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 Mr. Justice, where are you going with this? Are you accusing the witness? Alert Tiala knew about Rocky Kataki's botched operation. She got engaged to him without telling him about it. As long as that bullet remained in his chest, his days were numbered. What if she married him, and then the bullet finally reached its destination?
Yeah, it kind of felt like that's where we were.
What?
That reminds me. Apparently, the Katakis have been asserting themselves in lawful business practices. They're making quite a great deal of money. A fortune, if you will.
Nefarious! So she planned to marry him just to get her hands on this fortune? You keep talking trash about my leader, and I'll sue you, lawyer man! Huh? Me? Yeah, you said you'd abuse my leader! I think you mean accuse? Same difference, well, you can't have her, she's mine! It was me, I shot that doctor, me! He let me die, so I let him die too, there in that park! Rocky! Just cool down a second. You keep your hands on my leader, I'll... Miss Tiala?
I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've laughed so hard.
Something funny?
Walkie, wake up and smell reality.
Alita, baby?
The signature on the chart, the engagement. I mean, come on, it's so obvious. Even for a brainless, spoiled brat such as yourself.
Alita?
Your honesty is like a breath of foul air, Fraulein.
Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean anyway.
So, the family fortune is what you're really after.
That's right. I wanted the money.
No, wait, that's rack. I ain't trying to hear that.
Should have done the wedding earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question?
Who, me?
I believe you said you were going to abuse me?
Accuse.
Oh darn. Of what crime, might I ask?
Huh?
Oh, I'm a bad girl. Sure. I got close to that brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one with the pistol. He could have fired it into the safe after I'd already left the clinic.
What?
I would never do a thing like that. It was definitely that silly brat.
Wait, but... What are you talking about? Trucy? You had the most to lose if that chart was found.
But I didn't have a pistol now, did I?
Well, you could have taken Rocky's.
You'd think he'd have mentioned that, no? All I've heard him say is, "It was me. I shot him."
That's only because he's trying to protect you.
Sorry to intrude in this lovely conversation, but the two of you are forgetting one critical point.
What point?
Certainly, the Fraulein wanted that chart. You assume she threatened the doctor into opening that safe. But then, wouldn't she have taken the chart?
Oh.
You see, that chart wouldn't have been left in that safe.
He's right. Mr. Yala,
Yes.
clear this court that you're not a very good fiancé.
Oh, I'm flattered.
Perhaps it's time you told us the truth. Tell us about yourself, including your actions and whereabouts on that day. Don't forget, we've proven that you were at the Miraculous Clinic on the day of the crime.
Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it, so I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol, do you? And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Maractus was shot in the temple or not.
You went back later?
That chart was dangerous, you understand. I needed to get rid of it, that's why I went that day.
But you couldn't get the chart then, could you?
And later that night, Dr. Maractus was shot. I heard about the shooting, waited a day, but then I had to go back. No easy feat with the cops all over the place.
Ah, that was you? Apollo! That sound! It came from behind this door! Someone's in there. A break-in! They left through the window! So you were the burglar.
That was you too? If only I had one more minute. Then I could have opened that safe and gotten the chart.
What? That's trespassing, and brazen at that!
Oh, is this a trial for trespassing now? Besides, you can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They are gangsters, you know.
In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination. Admitting the little crime to avoid the big one, eh? The doctor was shot in the right temple, yes?
So it seems.
Let's review the facts again, shall we? If the killer shot from this location, the bullet would have struck our victim square in the forehead. However, the entry wound was in the right temple.
Yes, we heard testimony on this yesterday. Time is showed the window standing here. Just before the gun was fired, he shouted. The victim turned his head to look, and was shot. But that testimony was proven to be a lie.
Egregious.
Egregious, yes, that's that word. Egregious panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler, did witness the crime, but he was standing to the north, next to the trash can, where he tossed those panties. Mr. Stickler shot from this location. The bullet couldn't hit his right temple.
Silly, silly attorney.
What?
Do you remember what you had for breakfast that morning?
Do you remember, Trucy? I always have a glass of milk for breakfast.
What matters is one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. And that's the case. If that's the case, there can be only one explanation. There can be only one. The Panties guy was mistaken.
but his location was proven. You can't write that off as him being mistaken.
Then why don't you show us, Hair Forehead?
Show you what?
Must I explain everything? Very well, let's recap. If the witness, Panties guy, was standing to the north, then where was the shooter standing? From what location did the killer shoot the victim?
But wait, if the witness standing there, how could anyone shoot the victim in the Wright temple?
Haha, I merely laid out the facts for us. It is up to the one possessing the shiny forehead to show us. If you can, that is.
Wonky Target was standing at the killer mark, but he stickler at the witness mark. Of course, pound mark is what the victim mark. Let's hear what the defense has to say. Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim? Someplace else. As the facts stand now, we can't explain this crime without contradicting ourselves at some point. But I know why. The real killer shot from an entirely different location.
What are you talking about? I don't see any other place.
Apparently Mr. Justice does. Let's hear it. Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from? Hey, don't stop me!
It's time to raise the roof and the stakes.
Eh?
Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think? But what if they were a bit more terrifying?
How is he playing an air guitar?
Like so.
Double penalty?
Hair Forehead wishes to take us in a new direction. Then he must be ready for the challenges ahead.
Bit rude, but okay. Challenge accepted. It's justice time. Are you sure, Apollo? The key is the witness, Mr. Tickler's testimony. If we believe that and know where he stood. And the victim told me he shouted. So one place the killer could have been. The killer shot the victim from here. The noodle stand. Believe you all over adapted to Miss Alia Tiala.
What do you mean?
Thanks to you, we had a chance to review the crime. And this time we were prepared. We know that Wesley Stickler was telling the truth. We should have listened to him from the beginning. Wesley Stickler was standing next to the trash can when he saw the two men. He shouted just as he told us in his testimony. And the victim turned to look in his direction. A shot was fired. The victim was hit in the right temple. Oh no. Oh yes. Which direction was his right temple facing at the moment? That's right. To the noodle stand. The noodle stand is the killer. Order, order, order! So you're saying the killer was inside the noodle stand?
Let's think about this a bit more, shall we? You say the killer was inside the noodle stand? Which would mean the victim, Dr. Maractus, came to the park, wheeling his own murder in the cart behind him.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I'd think you'd notice if you were pulling someone along.
There's something we should worry about before that. Why was he pulling the noodle stand in the first place?
Let's deal with our problems one at a time, shall we? Someone was hiding in the stand. We have not come this far to talk about possibilities. Let's talk about proof, baby. Show us evidence that proves someone was in that stand.
Can I prove that? You want evidence that someone was in the stand? I should have something. Do I have those shoe prints somewhere? No. Yeah, sure, let's go for it. I've got right here. Intriguing. Let's see what we've got. Alright, let me save the game real quick. Shows proof that someone's hiding in the noodle stand. Hopefully Apollo will connect the dots instead. Okay, sweet. The Max Clinic and they're covered with paint. These slippers were found in a trash can near the crime scene.
And?
A single slipper print was found at the scene. Right next to the noodle stand. Alright, Miss Tiala. Your toe print was found in the last slipper. In other words, this is proof you're inside that noodle stand.
Yet there was only one slipper mark found at the scene. Can this be called a footprint in good faith?
Observe the diagram. A park pathway runs right next to the slipper mark. A slipper won't leave a trace on a cobblestone path.
Yet you still cannot say this is a footprint, yeah?
Why not?
You have an impression left by a single slipper. What if it was on the stand and simply fell to the ground?
That's dumb.
One more thing. A noodle stand is typically cluttered with the tools of the noodle making trade. There's no room for a person to ride in there.
You have a point. Could someone fit in that stand? Paula, I think I might be onto something. I think I figured out one of our pieces of evidence. In order to make room in the stand, some things would have to be... Well, Mr. Justice? Do you have proof that someone could have hidden in the stand? I can prove one thing. Someone did scheme to clear space in that stand. Well, the only thing that's not in the stand is the noodle bowl. It's one noodle bowl. Spoon. Anyway, so this is a noodle bowl from the stolen Eldoon's noodle stand. Yes, and what about it? We discovered a large quantity of these bowls yesterday. Oh yeah, we did. In the lobby of the Miraculous Clinic. Large quantity of noodle bowls in the victim's clinic. Mr. Eldoon was very clear about those bowls.
Well, I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there, too.
Yet the bowls were removed. That night, there was space inside that noodle stand. Space created at the Miraculous Clinic, no less. Right around the time that you were there, Miss Aaliyah Tiala.
I won't listen to any more of these wild fantasies. No, not fantasies. There are worse lies than that spoiled brat's pickup lines.
I'd like to remind the witness of her current status. This court does not consider you entirely innocent.
Show me an innocent, I'll show you a fairy tale.
In any case, the defense has somehow made its point. The witness has had both a motive and an opportunity to kill Dr. Maractus.
More fairy tales. This whole trial is a fairy tale.
Then please, pull us back down to reality, Miss Tiala. I'm giving you one last chance to explain yourself. This is it. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand that night? And what was Aaliyah Tiala doing inside it? Time to get the bottom of this case.
That night I went to ask Dr. Maractus for the chart. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kataki family's hands. But Dr. Maractus didn't understand. For some reason he thought the Katakis had sent me. So I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him.
You knew about the botched operation, so you tried to get rid of the chart to save yourself.
I won't make excuses. And I did warn the good doctor. I gave him a chance. I told him that Brat got his health checkup report. And then he was coming to settle the score.
I see. Very well, Mr. Justice. Begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. This is the last testimony. Either I perceive the truth or it's over. Time to start checking and perceiving. I see a little bit of filling. All I do is talk and lie.
What? Show me proof.
Pretty sure about this one. I think I'm getting the hang of this. No slip in confidence and they give it all away. The proof is you, Miss Tiala. All I did was talk to him, you claim. Yet you can't hide your nervous twitch when you say those words.
My Twitch? I haven't streamed in ages. But you should go check out twitch.tv/videoc.
You have a habit of scratching the area of your neck around the edge of your skull.
What?
It's working better than I hoped. Her unconscious actions tell the truth that she won't say. Habits and lies, 2 dots. Connect the dots and find the truth.
Just don't look at me like that. I told you the truth.
It seems that when you recall what really happened in that office, can't keep your hands off your neck, can you? It seems that nervous habits or unconscious reactions that manifest when someone is trying to hide something. Can't hide behind your scarf, Miss Tiala. Something happened between you and the victim in the Max Clank office. And I've got proof that shows exactly what happened. I've got a lamp. I presume a fight, potentially. A little bit of a tussle. Perchance.
What's that?
You're touching your scarf again. There's something unusual about this lamp. The bulb is broken and there's a red splotch on the cord. Seeing how you hide your neck, I think you can come up with a plausible explanation for the lamp's state.
Well, spit it out. This talking in circle nonsense is killing me.
Very well. The answer is very simple, Miss Adelia Tiala. Please remove your scarf. God, I'm so good at turning.
This is a trial to determine what happened in that park. Yet we seem to have drifted off target.
We'll find out soon enough if we're drifting, as soon as the witness removes her scarf.
I won't do it. This is insane. I'm an unrelated third party. You can't order me to...
Miss Tiala, I'm afraid you've forgotten what's already been proven.
What?
You're hardly unrelated. Please remove your scarf.
No!
I knew it. So I was right, wasn't I, Miss Tiala? Your neck. Oh, your neck. That isn't what I think it is. Something did happen that night at the Miraculous Clinic. You need to get that chart back, no matter what it took. Even if you had to steal your fiance's pistol or do it. But wait, looking at this lamp and the witness's neck, looks like the very opposite happened. Exactly. The victim in the clinic that night was this witness, specifically. He tried to threaten Dr. Maractus and he attacked you. That's what happened at the Maractus Clinic. Order! Order! Will someone please tell me what really happened?
I told you the truth already. I went to the clinic that night to warn Dr. Maractus. That gangster knows everything. He's coming for you.
We haven't done a voice for him yet, have
Yeah,
we?
we haven't.
Looks like my clinic's seen its last patient.
We have to get rid of that chart. Quick, open your safe. Give it to me.
So you can save your own skin?
What?
I know what you're up to. You want in with the family. And if they see that chart, you're finished. Leaving me to hold the short straw. But if I'm going down, I'll want some company. You.
And what happened next?
He jumped at me and knocked me to the floor. Then he took that cord. Pal Maractus was serious, deadly serious. He really tried to strangle me. I must have blacked out.
So, you were the victim.
And the red splotch on the cord was your lipstick.
I don't want to remember that night. That's why I didn't bring it up. There, are you happy now?
I keep thinking I'm Apollo. I'm so sorry. That's like twice today I've tried to take his voice. Honestly, I tried to take it more than that. You just didn't hear it.
I was out cold, almost killed. And you claim I then snuck into that noodle stand. But how could I?
Ah! Well, one thing is clear. We now know what really happened to Max Clinic. It seemed that our victim was not entirely without blame himself.
I'm sorry. I get so nervous just thinking of it. It's hard to breathe. I've told you everything. Can I go home now?
Bear some responsibility for events that day, true. Yet, if you're also a victim, this court would owe you some sympathy. Well, Mr. Justice, I believe this clears up the main questions for Miss Tiala. When did this happen? Suddenly everyone's sympathizing with her. I don't know what to think anymore, Apollo. I mean, is that it? Do you know everything we need to know about Miss Tiala? Very well. Let's finish the cross-examination of this.
Not so fast. This party's just getting started. Now, we rock.
What?
Those spikes on your head are softer than they look. Or do you not have the stomach to go all the way?
Prosecutor Gavin?
Palmaractus choked the leader Tiala. She fell unconscious. But what happened next?
He's right. There's more we don't know. But she was choked hard enough to leave that mark. She would have been out for a while. Even still, what if it was her in that noodle stand? Lady Tiala half dead, Dr. Mactus pulling that stand, and a bullet fired from inside the noodle stand. Well, if it's all true, I might have already figured out what truly happened that night. Mr. Lady Tiala, as you can see, we're not through with you just yet.
You really want to blame me for this murder, don't you? You too, Prosecutor Gavin. Me? Fraulein, I only wish to know the truth.
Well, let's go back over what we learned up till now. On the day of the murder, Rocky saw his checkup report, from which he learned about the bullet still inside him. So, he took a pistol from the family stash, with the intent to give Dr. Maraki some of his own medicine. And Miss Tiala heard about this from Maraki, so she went to the Maraki's clinic ahead of him, in order to get rid of the chart with her signature. But then, something happened.
Sounds like you figured it all out. But remember, I was the victim. I was out cold.
But what about Dr. Maractus?
That does seem to be the problem. He had just strangled Lady Tiala, perhaps he thought to death. What did he do after his crime?
I was just knocked out, not dead.
From the state of his clinic and the scene in the park, I think it's clear what the good doctor did next. Well, Herr Forehead, care to guess?
Well, Mr. Justice, what did Dr. Maractus do? Maybe he did think he killed Lady Tiala. Do you have evidence to show what he did next? Stole the noodle stand? I figure. Noodles. As next move, Dr. Maractus stole Guy Aldoon's noodle stand.
What, killing me disturbed him that much? So much he randomly stole a noodle stand?
It wasn't so random. Remember all the bowls in the clinic's foyer?
Foyer?
Shut up.
I've heard it both ways.
Bowls that belong inside that stand. I think it's pretty obvious, don't you? That stand was at the clinic. However, the question is, why did you move the bowls? Maybe because the stand was heavy? Or you wanted to put something in the stand in their place. Ah? Wait, you don't mean I do. Dr. Max did replace those bowls with something. Your corpse, Miss Tiala.
My corpse?
Dr. Max panicked. He thought he'd killed you.
His next move would be to dispose of the body.
That's crazy talk. You're all crazy.
Let's think about it, logically. The doctor had a place to dispose of you in mind. Bond's right there. Who should we run into but the defendant, Rocky Kitaki?
I question your logic.
What's this, Prosecutor Gavin?
The park is a dead end. Why would he head in that direction to begin with?
That's right. He had no reason to go there. Oh, now I get it. It was a trick. That spoiled brat made him do it. He made the doctor steal the stand.
Tell me, why would someone go to a dead end? Unless the park was his destination.
What?
Apparently the defense has an idea. Tell us where Dr. Max was hanging with the stand. We got throw by in the river. There, that's a river. Yes, Your Honor. I scarcely need to explain why.
Perfect place to dispose of a body.
He was going to throw me into that river?
He didn't have many other options, Fraulein.
I believe this clears up all the remaining questions. The victim pulling the stand, and the defendant before him. Inside the stand, you, Miss Alia Tiala. And then, the
Denouement.
Rusty Stickler, of panty-snatching fame, walks up. Seeing the two men, he shouts, in that instant,
So, I shot him?
You're the only one who could have stolen Rocky's pistol. It had to be you. Well, Miss Tiala?
Nice work.
You mean I'm right?
I mean, you've done a fine job dreaming up a story. To get that spoiled brat off the hook.
Platoon reference. You're the one who's dreaming. Paul's backed up everything he said with facts. If you're so sure he's making it up, then give us another reason. Why is Dr. Max pulling that stand to the park?
Who knows? But there's one gaping hole in your logic. I think Mr. Gavin knows whereof I speak.
Well, of what? I can't believe she's still trying to deny this. Is this true, Prosecutor Gavin?
Must I always be the one to point out Herr Forehead's errors?
Maybe there really is something.
I believe the Fräulein speaks of Herr Doctor's car.
His car?
I pronounced Fräulein wrong again.
That's right, the Maractus Clinic has that big garage.
It's a brain sports car, was it?
Why would he steal the stand in the first place? If he wanted to carry a body, he would have used his car.
Ack.
And so we find our victim without probable cause to steal that stand. And our defense without a case. The broken mirror.
I have an idea. You know that green car? I bet it won't run. It was broken.
And what an excellent counter-argument, Fraulein. Too bad you're quite wrong.
Eh?
Don't tell me you've forgotten what happened to your daddy.
Daddy? That's right. That night, the car that hit Mr. Wright was that green sports car. Oh yes, I never forgot about it.
Afterward, he drove it back to that garage. It ran fine.
That's right. So why didn't he use his beloved sports car,
Ugh.
A glaring contradiction, to be sure. More glaring than your forehead.
Can you stop talking about my forehead? No, no!
Yes, yes.
No forehead! Order, order, order! Well, Mr. Justice, why didn't Dr. Maractus use his car to carry the body?
Is that a groan of surrender I hear? Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days.
Everything I've learned. Mr. Justice, this contradiction casts doubt on your entire case. This is truly your last chance. The defense will explain to us what happened that night. Would the car not run because the panties were in the exhaust? Stuffing the exhaust?
Car would just blow it right out. Mythbusters tested that. Not panties specifically, but other stuff.
Yeah, but didn't the prosecutor have that problem with his bike earlier? Even if in real life.
I was gonna say yes, just a game. So I'm just saying in real life. I didn't mean to cast doubt on your case.
Yeah. I have an idea. It's all coming together. That night, Dr. Maractus couldn't use his car.
Huh. Now you're making even less sense than usual.
Not according to my information, Miss Tiala. Put one and one together, and the explanation is simple. It's so simple, perhaps you can show us some evidence. Show us proof why the car wouldn't run that night. To prove these panties! Let's see now. Panties? Again? All sorts of things come out of my panties. Even the truth. Another crime was committed the night of the murder. The theft of these panties. The latest in a string of similar thefts, actually. But that night, the snatcher was caught in the act. A brave young girl chased the thief until he hid. In the Maractus Clinic garage.
What?
The snatcher hid the panties there before running. Perhaps someone in this court remembers where he hid them? Why, when they found the car's exhaust pipe? Exactly. By the way, I learned something yesterday. A very important piece of information. And I learned it from you, Prosecutor Gavin. So you're here investigating?
And I was on my way home when my hog gave up the ghost.
Your hog?
My motorcycle won't start. A clogged exhaust pipe.
Too bad. It looks like such a nice bike, too. Hard to believe that it could break just from that.
Cars, motorbikes, they're all the same. Clog the exhaust and they won't run. Yeah, now, I mean, if you have a real clogged exhaust, but I'm just saying, just sticking stuff in the tailpipe, it'll just blow. Now, to be fair, panties aren't going to have a whole lot of surface area, anything hard for the exhaust to really push on, so maybe something like that could actually get watered up in there. Because, like, Mythbusters has stuff like potatoes and bananas and all the classic sort of comedy things you'd see in movies. And something like that's, you know, hard, and that air is going to be able to push on it really easy, but the panties, it might not be able to push out as easy, but probably still.
Yeah.
But again, just a game.
You got what I need, but you say it's just a game, and you say it's just a game. Oh, baby, you.
While Miss Tiala and the doctor were struggling, the panty snatcher snuck into the market's clinic. From that time until the time we found these, that car weren't stopped.
What?
That's why Dr. Max had to use the noodle stand. It was the next closest thing he could think of. All comes back to panties in the end. Well, Miss Tiala, this wraps your doubts up not quite nicely, I think.
So it does. Where am I? So dark, can't see, cramped. The pain, my throat's burning.
Well, what's your problem?
You, Doc! I know what you did!
Ah!
Walkie?
You lied to me, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, man.
Wait, let me explain.
Fine, I'll give you your last request.
Listen, you're being tricked, but not how you think. It's not just me.
No! He'll ruin everything. I have to stop him. She doesn't want you.
Ooh, it seems you did.
Funny, this isn't the way it was supposed to turn out. Oh well, too bad.
Still one mystery. That's why I keep open the court record. How'd you manage to disappear from that stand?
In the silence after the shot, I heard the witness running.
I believe we heard as much from Wesley Stickler. He went to use the public phone to inform the police.
Which is when I made my escape.
What did you mean you left that slipper print?
Dr. Magnus didn't bother taking my slippers off. I threw them out after I stepped in that paint, though.
That was your mistake.
No, my biggest mistake was coming to you for help, Mr. Justice.
Yeah?
I believed in you. You and your anything agency. If anyone would get Walkie declared guilty, it was you.
Wow. I believe we reached a conclusion of sorts. Prosecutor Gabby, how is Miss Aaliyah Tiala doing?
She's confessed everything. We're processing her arrest now.
Prosecutor Gavin still seems calm for someone who's just lost.
I think he already knew. He'd figured out she was the killer a while ago. Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days.
He lost, but I didn't exactly win either. I forgot I'm Apollo.
Something the matter, Hair Forehead?
Looks like it's time to announce a verdict. Not guilty. Court is adjourned. We did it. June 17th for 12 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Great job, Apollo. You did it. Yeah, we did somehow. Rocky's off the hook. Splatoon reference. Free to become the gangster he always wanted to be. And he has you to thank. Hey, attorney man! You got paid for what you did to my Alita, Holmes! To blame, I guess. You give my Alita back! Stupid pointy attorney with a death wish!
Enough, Walkie.
Ah, Mr. Kataki.
It's high time you opened your eyes, Walkie.
What do you know, old man? I think it's about time you open yours! Giving up life trying to become some kind of businessman!
Don't talk about what you don't understand, Walkie.
I'm afraid the guard is going to throw them both out. Not in jail. You know, wouldn't that be a happy ending? Hey, maybe we can help them out. We know why Mr. Kataki needs to make so much money. Maybe you should tell Waki. Oh, Waki, Apollo has something to tell you. Huh, I do? Way to put me on the spot. Eh, what's that? Show him the reason why, Apollo. I don't know, because... I don't know. Because Waki's problem. I mean, that's all I got here. It's because of his. It's because of Lil Plum's panty. One check, one after. No fun. I don't know. Put me on the spot like this. I wasn't prepared. Yeah, fuck, that's all I got. Think about it, Rocky. Think about your condition. I talked with your mother, Lil Plum, yesterday.
It pays, but we need a lot of money right now. Clean money, that is.
She doesn't mean. You aren't really, are you?
I searched the globe, and I found one. A doctor who can take that bullet out of you, Walkie. But it's an expensive procedure.
Man, they got plan my already, don't you?
I won't use it. It was the gangster life that did this to you, Walkie. I want to help you, and I want to do it clean. Please understand, Walkie.
Dad? Man, I see how it is, old man. Always looking out for Waki? Listen good, old man. One day, I'm gonna take you out, then we'll see who's the OG. You try to hide your business, I'll find you. Stupid old geezer. My, Waki.
No, it's as it should be.
Mr. Kataki. I liked him more without the puppy dog eyes.
I'm glad to have met you. I'm not so good with words, but I know a professional job when I see one. Thank you.
Who, me? I don't think.
Someday, I'll bake you one of our latest, the Kataki lime pie.
He's opening a pie shop?
So long.
And he was gone. Well, let's head back, Apollo. To the Wright Anything Agency. Hey, since when do I work at your agency? Oh, I make a good team. Don't just stand there, let's get going. Huh. Why not? She did help me out. There's a few questions that still need answers. Like this power of mine that she showed me. And my bracelet. If anyone can help me figure it out, it's her. Though I can't say I care much for her father has become. Oh, that's right. We have to go someplace first. Huh? Where? Why did you claim our wood from Mr. O'Doon? Ah, salty noodles. Wait, you got a stand back already? Oh, and after that, you can come see my show. With a special appearance by the amazing Mr. Hat. Oh, it's special, right? Please, anything but him. Thanks for watching this episode of Gabby the Game Night. Like, comment, subscribe. Good to have this. See, I'm all upon me.
All comes back to the panties.
Good night.
Gabby the Game Night, Gabby the Game Night, Gabby the Game Night, yay. Come on and watch her play. New games every other day. If you subscribe now, you won't miss out on any of the action. So come on, click that subscribe button.